I think that might work. Test. Alright. Back to the grind. Immediately get set on fire. Despite doing this for many years, I still forget. Okay, it's coming, but it's just really, really slow. Wait, that's my ability. Oh, cool. It recovers them health now. That will actually be very useful.
They're here.
Oh, it only recovers health if I hit someone. Alright, let's go up here. Thanks for the subscription, Isa Zerk. Alright, we have to go down here, which I hate doing because of the fire. Endless fire.
Get the outsider!
At least I got my favorite hammer. Still not close to the 100k I need. I mean, I hit 50k, so shouldn't be too bad. Alright, let's go do the boss, which they are up there. And check what the new rings do. Increases range of firearms, that actually might be useful. Wait. That's actually good if I want my summons to do all the work.
Stop the outsiders! Let me say, stop them out you can! Get me out of here, stop them however you can! Stop them however you can!
Yeah, stop coming in my way.
Thank you. Bless you too. Yeah, know what I tell him? Buffett. Oh.
Dungeon completed. Gotta go back to finding those kids.
Keep them away! Kill the outsider!
Come on.
Cut them open, friends! Over there! Good day to die! Hey, trespass!
So I've been all over this map.
Got you in my sights.
Arrow to the knee. I saved the orphanage.
Surround them! Outsiders! Kill them! Kill the outsider! Help me with this outsider! Who's that? Get up! We don't want you here!
Gonna put a bullet in you. Come on. Can't mistake my aim.
Trespassers! Stop them! You'll be dead soon!
I don't know why I try. I should just leave. Like, these kids are so hard to find. I thought that bucket was a kid.
Punish them for their transgression! No outsiders here!
Hello, Hollywood guy. Good morning, man. How are you? I'm doing well. I hope you're enjoying Remnant 2 and you had a good day of work yesterday. Yeah, I'm trying to keep consistent with my schedule. I'm like 9 o'clock, wake up, stream until 2 o'clock every Monday to Friday. Trying to treat it like a job. I'm trying to solo Remnant. It's tough until I popped in my until someone popped into my game and helped me out a bit. Yeah, when you start Remnant, I don't know if you're playing Remnant 1 or 2, but if you're playing Remnant 1, yeah, it is a lot harder because they're really anal about ammo in that game. Like, I hate my hair right now. It looks like I'm freaking in starting out high school freshman year. But Remnant 1 is definitely harder, mainly because they really don't give you a lot of ammo. Like, they're really anal about giving you ammo. Like, almost like it's a survival horror game. But with Remnant 2, they give you a lot more. But once you find the right, I guess, build, like something that works for you, you'll do well. Yeah, Remnant 1 is definitely... The first playthrough of Remnant 1 is definitely a trip. It is hard. But once you get used to the systems and understand the mechanics, it'll become easy. Like, after I beat the first time, I was able to, like, steamroll through the game a second time. Like, the thing about Remnant is that it's not that it gets easier because you're stronger, it gets easier because now you know how to play. So once you understand the systems, it'll be better. Like, it's like with Dark Souls, like, or Elden Ring. Once you play one time, the first time is extremely hard, but the second time you're like, okay, now I know what I'm doing, I know what everything here is, I know how to do this and that. It becomes significantly easier. Like, I beat the Omen one, the first real boss, on my first try because I just understood how to play the game now. Like, the best thing I can give you for Remnant 1 is just get an automatic weapon. That's like the #1 thing. Once you get an automatic weapon, it becomes a little easier. Like, Remnant 2 is definitely easier. Like, they took a lot of criticism from the first game and they made good on a lot of things. Like, there's a lot more options. They saw that a lot of people were using the same armor set in Remnant 1. So in this one, they were like, okay, we'll give players a lot more options of how they can explore the game. But if you do struggle, like, you can always just get another person to help you. Like, that's always a thing within the Remnant games. Like, you can always just find someone to help you, and it would always be a little easier. Like, it's not like with Elden Ring or Dark Souls, where if you summon another player, not like an NPC helper, but a literal player, things get harder, actually. At least from my experience. Because they increase the health, they increase the damage output, they basically increase everything in order to compensate for the more player count. Like, I'm not alone when people were saying, like, I thought I was alone when I said I wish New Game Plus and Souls games work like traditional games where you can steamroll through the enemy characters pretty easily with your new build. But apparently a lot of people do feel the same way. Like, I feel like it should be an option. Where if they just ask you, hey, do you want to play this way or that way? Alright, let's see, the Huntress is here, so we're gonna fight her. copy with that. I won in the end. Let's go this way. My wrists are hurting a lot though.
There they are! Outsiders! Get them!
The hell off. Fuck.
I got you in my sights. Don't let them escape!
Did she just come out of the building? Like she just phased through the wall.
They're here! Get them! Gonna put a bullet in you. You'll be dead soon.
Ow!
Don't let them get away! Got you right where I want you. Got you in my sight!
Alright.
For now.
I forgot what I was doing. Oh yeah, traits. Can't go down there yet.
Here they come.
Wait, how much? I only have 10,000? I thought I had way more.
Stop them!
Stop them!
Let's go for the secret boss.
That smell.
Is he glitched? Okay. They even show his like health bar. If it wasn't for him by night, would have sucked. That's good. At least he had a positive experience on you. Those are the type of gaming moments that you crave. Like just having a random individual come to your game, making your gaming session a lot better. Those are the things gamers love, at least back in the day. Nowadays, most gamers are more inclined to troll you or pretend like, oh, it's just a joke, bro. It's just a game. I was like, yeah, it's just a game during my free time where I want to have fun and not deal with shit. He had a dog like you? In Remnant 1? There was a dog class? It's been a while since I played Remnant 1 over like... This game came out like 3 years ago, so it had to be at least 4 or 5 years ago since I played Remnant 1. So I didn't know that. I forgot. Oh, cool. I always pick the summoner class in some regard. I love playing as like a class that can summon creatures or has a creature. That's why in World of Warcraft I picked the hunter. In Borderlands I picked Damari. I like the Siren a lot, but I really like playing as Flak. He had 2 summons with him and it was a lot of fun. I just like having a partner that helped me. Plus, I'm a sucker for animals. I like dogs, cats, birds, that stuff. Like in Octopath Traveler 2, one of the hardest decisions I made was like choosing between a fox and an owl. I was like, I like both of those things. And the bad part is that whatever animal you don't choose gets consumed by darkness. Like, it's really sad because you're supposed to choose a creature to be your partner, and whatever you don't choose ends up becoming so sad that it gets consumed by darkness. And then eventually you have to put it down. It wasn't because of the creature, it was just because an evil force decided to take advantage of it during its lowest point. Like, at first I thought it was because it was just story progression, but it actually has motivation. It was like, you didn't choose this creature, it felt rejected. And then yeah. I think I chose Gunslinger. Gunslinger is supposed to be pretty powerful. Like in this game, at least, it's pretty powerful. I have to remember to upgrade my gear and weapons. That's true. Like again, I haven't played Remnant 1 in a long time. So a lot of it is like over my head. New amulet. Like, I can't speak, it's been so long. It's like I'm getting lots of people watch my old videos and they're asking me for help, but it's been so long since I played those games that I don't remember. Like, someone was asking help for Operation Raccoon City, and I was like, I'm sorry, I don't remember. I played that game over 8 years ago. Like, I wanted to help, but... That's why I try to make my guides as comprehensive as possible. We were playing a while, I was dying a lot. Well, that's fine. Like, most understanding players will realize, hey, this person is new. I died a lot. That's how I deal with it when I used to play World of Warcraft. When I used to, like, make new account. Like, I would make a new character when I played the mage. I remember I made a mage character, and it was the first character I got to level 70. Not, first alt character I got to level 70 because I would always quit with my alt characters. I would say this is too annoying because I would run into a lot of people who were really new to the game, and eventually I just adapted the mindset of, hey, this person is just new, and it was a lot easier to deal with. It was like, hey, they don't know the mechanics. I was new once. Used iron to upgrade. Generally, Remnant is really... I can only speak for this game because I'm playing this now. The game is very generous with upgrades. Like, they don't deal with leveling the way that most traditional games do. Like, oh, you do have traits, but for the most part, your leveling comes from just, like, getting rings. The one thing I do wish they did do was that they add another ring slot. Like, you have you have 4 fingers and a thumb. I think for the... Like, if they were to ever do that, they should have, like, a thumb ring. Like, make it that the thumb ring is, like, a very powerful ring, like the amulet. But it comes at a cost. Like, you can use it if you want, and it will give you something beneficial, but it will also be at a great risk. Like, deal 5% more damage, but in exchange, you take 10% more damage. But if you don't keep anything in the thumb ring, maybe they could be like, hey, if you don't put anything there, you get actually like 5% health or something. I don't know. Maybe they thought of that and they just like said it was not worth it. There's a lot of co-op traits. Yeah, there are a lot of co-op traits in this game too. They tend to be very favorable with co-op. But I just play summons. I'm just like, give me all the summons. Like, if I could, I'm a completionist, so I was always like, I want to get everything to 100%. I would just play the summons and the dog, and just run like that. Like, I just like summoning creatures to do extra damage for me. But if you like that game, you're gonna really like Remnant 2. Like, it's basically everything Remnant 1 is, but better. You like to play solo? Yeah, I know. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with asking for help. Like, when I used to be really into Elden Ring, like, I would play it a lot. I would just put, like, my signs right by the first boss, and I would help people kill the first boss. Like, I would literally, like, the first boss was no big deal to me. I would literally just own him, so I would just be like, okay, I'll just help people do it. So I helped, like, 30 or 40 people beat the first boss. Only grab a remnant, red crystal. If you die, you lose some of your stuff, so I learned a lot. You lose stuff? Huh. Like, that's something I was wondering about this game. I don't seem to lose anything when I die. At least I haven't noticed. Maybe I lose scrap, I'm not sure. But as far as I can tell, you don't lose anything if you die in this game. I like that idea a lot more. Like, you don't lose anything, you just lose progression. Like, Stellar Blade did the same thing, but Stellar Blade doesn't have, like, a leveling system. Like, you just get new equipment, and then you put that on your character. And I felt like it's a lot better because you don't have to worry about constantly losing all your experience and stuff. Like, your only threat is that you lose a large amount of progression. I know some people like that, but I don't. It's like in Elden Ring. I'm just like, why can't I just store my runes into the chest? Like, they don't even have to make it big. They could just be like, okay, you can store like 10,000 runes into the chest. So if you ever want to buy something, you don't have to go rune farming. Like, that's my biggest issue. Like, you have to go rune farming to buy more arrows, and then you're just like, I just need a few arrows. You lose progression and some health. Okay. Like I said, it's been a while. In this game, as far as I can tell, you don't lose anything. I can't tell. I'm thinking about replaying Lies of P. Well, not replaying, like, trying again. Like, I want to beat Lies of P or Sekiro. I'm, like, scared of doing Sekiro, though, because I got so angry when I was playing that game. Got it. To be honest, I was expecting mini-bosses. They don't have a lot of mini-bosses. I don't think they have any in that game. They do have it in this game. They have a lot of mini-bosses. I think it's mainly because they weren't sure whether it would succeed or not. Like, Remnant is definitely a huge risk. Like, in this game, after the massive success of the first game, they were like, okay, now we can go all in. And this game was a massive success. Like, you tend to not go so hard with the first game because you're trying to establish it. But then with the second game, you go all out. It's like with Horizon. The first game was really good. I loved the first game. But the second game, when you go from the first game to the second game, you can see how much they put into the game. And the shrouds. Shrouds were a pain, you know.
I don't like the looks
It's
of
been a
this.
while since I played that game. I mean, the number one thing I just didn't like about Remnant 1 was the ending. I felt like it just ends. Like, I don't like a game when it just ends. It's like with Borderlands 3. Like, as much as I was going to replay that game, I just couldn't. I was just like, I don't like the ending, I don't like Ava, I was just like, I'm done. Like, as much as I liked playing the game was fun to play. The story just really annoyed the hell out of me. And I wasn't alone, a lot of people were just like... Still haven't beaten Horizon. It's a long game. But I think it's worth it. A lot of people had a problem with it. I was like, it was good. It wasn't bad. I loved the game. The sci-fi story was so amazing. I bought the DLC for Remnant. It was cheap. They had DLC. I don't remember. I think I got Remnant free from Xbox or something. I don't remember, like, paying for it. I think I did get it free through one of the Xbox programs, like Game Pass or something. Because I remember definitely I did not buy DLC for it. I probably would have if I bought the game. Like with this one, I got the Ultimate Edition, so I got all the DLC.
Maybe I should check out that mural again.
All new levels and an expansion. Oh. Sounds cool. I'm not going back to play it though. I still have to do my Elden Ring content stuff, and then I have to do that before... I still have to do, like, that before Black Myth Wukong and Star Wars Outlaws comes out. They were $4 each on sale. Oh, that is dirt cheap. They probably have you hooked, so you'll buy the sequel now. Like, I'm guilty of doing stuff like that. I used to think I would never do something like that, where I would just buy a cheap game. just because it's on sale. And I've done that plenty of times now. Like, I bought Alien vs. Predator for like $4. Pizza Tower was like $2. Heartbound, which is that Pirate Software game, was 20% off. And I just like said, okay, I'll just buy the stuff. I have to buy a PS5 first. It's probably gonna get discounted this holiday. Blue got a PS5. Like, it's probably gonna, they're probably gonna have a sale this holiday season. Like, even though I don't think like the PS5 Pro is gonna come out until next year, even though there are rumors that was supposed to come out this year, I think they're gonna try and sell as many PS5s if a PS5 Pro is gonna come out next year. So maybe that. Like, it does suck that they don't have, like, the bundles they used to have. Like, I remember back on the Xbox 360 and PS3, they would practically give you games, like 2 or 3 games, sometimes even 3 and 4 games, just for buying a new console. Now they've just gone cheap. They just give you, like, the subscription service and just say, you get, I don't know, a month of Xbox Game Pass or 3 months of PlayStation Plus Premium. There were lots of PS5 games I'm like Alan Wake, Spider-Man 2. Honestly, I wasn't a fan of Spider-Man 2. Like, it was okay, like Venom was definitely amazing, but they kind of ruined it by making Miles into like a glorified poster boy, where he just runs like random errands instead of being Spider-Man. And then during the end game, where there's literally a world-ending threat, he goes off on his own to make a new costume. Sponsored by Adidas. I did a video on that on my second channel, and I was just like, he's like, Spider-Man does not take promotions. And then he literally is wearing head-to-toe Adidas products. Oh yeah, you want these shoes? That's Adidas. These pants are Adidas. The hoodie is Adidas. And his hair is exposed. And I'm like, dude, you're the only one with that hairstyle in the entire city. You don't even have a voice changer. Anyone with a freaking modicum of common sense will know that's you, Miles. And then the whole point of the game Miles Morales was the idea of him having his own identity. He literally made his own costume, which was way better. I was like, your other original costume was so much cooler. Why would you change it? Like the black and red with the red spider was freaking lit. And they were like, nah, we need this Adidas promotion. It's like, God, corporations ruin everything. What's your second channel? It's promoted on my first channel. It's AM Harbinger Reacts. Before I was gonna just do pure reactions because it's like lazy content. I was like, oh look, Asmongold does it, he gets like millions of views, I'll do that. And then I just got really depressed when I was just like watching other people's videos all the time. I was just like, this is so freaking boring. I mean, granted, he does it with a combination of Twitch chat. But I was just like, I just didn't feel right. I was like, I'm just like literally watching other people's content, not making my own. But yeah. Alan Wake 2 I liked a lot. I know a lot of people didn't like it because of the female character, the Dugaragonist saga. I was like, she was fine. Like, I don't know why people were so angry with her. But there are new reports coming out that she was originally supposed to be white, but they changed her. Which, if they did, yeah, I can see that being a little bit of a problem because it's like, you just deliberately race swap the character And it's their game. They can do whatever the hell they want. If they want to make the character purple, for all I care. Like, I liked Saga as a character because the whole idea of the I won't spoil it, but it's a really good story in psychological horror. I think a lot of the criticism is just stemming from, like, the Sweet Baby Inc. situation and stuff like that. I was just like, just play the game for what it is. It's not bad. And then people were like, well, I wanted to play with Alan. I'm like, you do play as Alan. Like, about 50% of the game is Alan, 50% is Saga. And it's because it's supposed to be split between them. And the whole idea of the story is that whether you don't know... I won't say what it is, but... yeah. I'm just, like, saying, if you take the story for what it is objectively, it's really good. I just didn't like the final draft. Like, the final draft is the expansion that changes the ending, and I wasn't a fan of it, because I was like, it gives you a direct answer instead of leaning towards the psychological horror elements of the game. Unless that's that could also be like just him rewriting the story, which can also add to the psychological horror if you don't know whether it's real or not. Because a big part of Alan Wake 2 is you don't know what's real and what's fake. Like how the first game established, is Thomas Zane real or fake? Did Alan create Thomas Zane, or did Thomas Zane create Alan as part of their own stories to stop the Dark Presence? Or is Thomas Zane actually just a maniac and he's the reason all of this is happening?
Something's missing.
What is Sweet Baby Inc.? It's a consultant firm that deals with DEI. Basically, their job is to consult the developers to make their script or their game more inclusive. And basically, there was someone who found this out and said, hey, there are a lot of these games that have these types of very forced DEI requirements. So they started to research this stuff and found out who they were and what games they worked on. So they did a Steam page outing all the games they ever worked on. And they got so angry about this, which really confused me, that they tried to get the person who did its Steam account shut down, and the community post that he was posting the games on shut down as well. Valve said no because it's public information. Literally, it's on your website. And like many people, I asked the question, if you're proud of your work, why would you care? So they're obviously trying to hide something because they know that people do not like this stuff. Forced inclusion. So it's been this kind of like tug and pull, because there are games when the people see that they were involved, instantly do not buy them. So it's creating a kind of just destruction circle for them. Like Sweet Baby Inc., they helped with the game, don't buy it. And it's within their right. Like, if a person doesn't want to buy a game because a certain company helped work with them, they have a right to do so. There are people who literally don't buy games from Activision Blizzard or EA or Riot Games because they don't like the company. Same thing for any other product. There are people who don't buy Coca-Cola or Intel or stuff like that, and it's within their right. Like, you don't like the cover art for a video game and you don't want to buy it because of that? Fine. You don't like the color of the drink bottle? Okay, no one's forcing you to buy it. I don't know, like, I guess you can look at it like that. I just found it very confusing that they were like, this person was not exposing, but just giving the information to people that was publicly available, and they got really angry about it. So it was that. But there was also a lot of like misinterpretation when it comes to the information. Like, apparently people thought that the developers of Black Myth Wukong were being extorted by this company, stating that if they don't do what they say and hire them, that they would blacklist their game by showering them on social media. But the reality is that never happened, but people think it's true, and I see it all over the place that it's just misinformation because people want that to be true. It's like similar things that happened between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. Like, people want the worst thing possible to be true about them when it's not. Like, Kai Cenat came out and said, hey, someone was trying to get me to do political stream with them, and a lot of people thought it was Kamala Harris when it turned out it wasn't her. Like, he said the Secret Service contacted him. I was like, the Secret Service doesn't do that as far as I can tell. Their entire job is just to protect politicians, not, you know, go on brand deals for them. So, yeah, it's because, like, Trump was on Aiden Ross's stream that they thought that was what was happening, but it turned out not to be true. And the same situation is happening here, where people want bad things to be true about the other side, but it's not true. But it seems like they're hiding something. I don't think they're hiding something. I think that it's more direct than that. I think they know that what they're trying to push isn't popular, and they're trying to hide it while not trying to hide it. Like, they're trying to say, hey, we did work on these games so they can get more contracts, but they don't want the mass public to know because they know that it will be negatively received. So they want the exposure without having public exposure, and they know that it's unpopular, so they just don't want to be exposed for that, while at the same time they think what they're doing is right. Like, that's how I'm looking at it. It's basically a company who doesn't want to be exposed publicly, but wants to be corporately aware. So it's like the way I'm looking at it. Like, you can definitely see some elements. Like, they worked on Marvel's Spider-Man 2, and I was like, like, one of my biggest complaints of that game was the way they made Mary Jane. I was like, she's a 5'7", 130, 120 pound white woman, and she's somehow able to take down Kraven the Hunter's, like, guards. I'm like, these people were trained by Kraven the Hunter. This guy literally fights what would be considered gods, and she's able to take them down with some sort of kick move, and they say, oh, she was trained by Silver Sable. I was like, so what? Just because you're trained by Silver Sable doesn't mean you could take down what would be literally one of the most elite and strong-willed warriors on the planet. Like, Silver Sable has a lifetime of experience on the battlefield. It makes sense she can go toe-to-toe with someone like Spider-Man. But it doesn't make sense that Mary Jane would be able to take down any of these people with a taser. I'll be like, they would just kill her instantly. Like, there's this one really stupid scene where Kraven can literally kill Mary Jane by just stepping on her, and he chooses not to. And we've seen that this guy literally will kill people for far less. Like, it's like spoilers, but she's literally in his territory. And he's just like, oh, he's just gonna let her live? I'm like, no. He would literally grab her neck and just break it. Like, he's been shown that he will kill civilians no problem.
You will find him in the
And the way she gets to their base is so utterly stupid as well. She literally drops her phone while she's in the back of the van of one of these hunters. The hunters see the phone, pick it up, and take it with them. And I'm just like, if anyone with common sense saw that, they would have literally just, like, looked in the back of the truck. They would have been like, there's a phone right here, right at the back of our truck with the doors closed. And I'm just like, it's just like stupid shit like that. That really annoyed me about that game. But I don't know. Wokeness. But the also thing, like, this is the way I look at things. Ultimately, if you do push, like, let's just say wokeness into products, the market will sort itself out. Because people don't really want that. It's a reality of things. Like, most of the mass audience do not want that. And it ends up flopping hard. Like, if you want examples, look at that game, Concord. Like, it's literally the ultimate, like, inclusion game, and it's flopping super hard. Despite the fact that it has, like, clearly a lot of marketed material behind it. Like, it has its own controller, it has high-quality cinematics, and I think it's just gonna make Overwatch look even better. Like, Overwatch is, like, the most diverse game out there, and it does well because it's a good game. It's fun. Like, yeah, what they did with Overwatch 2 and everything is garbage, but at its core, it's still a fun game because the people who made it, the original OG Blizzard staff, knew how to make a fun game. Like, at its core, the reason World of Warcraft is still fun is because it's on the foundation of people who knew how to make fun games. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind a good heroine that kick ass, but don't overdo it. It's not that. They turn heroines into people who act like John Wayne or Clint Eastwood from old westerns. But the thing is, those films were a product of their time. Like, if they were to release today, I think people would have issue with the way the characters operate, because at its core, John Wayne and Clint Eastwood don't really operate what people would consider interesting characters nowadays. They're classic films, and they're still very good films. Don't get me wrong, The Good and the Bad and the Ugly are fantastic. Dirty Harry is a really good story. But they're trying to turn female characters into that, and people notice that, hey, this is not a sign of strength, this is a sign of weakness now. Like, people like good female characters. Look at Ridley from Alien, or Princess Leia from Star Wars, or Padme from the prequel. Like, people had no issue with them. In fact, they saw them as incredibly strong characters. Because Padme, despite all her weaknesses, always put herself in the center of conflict. She always tried to solve things diplomatically. Despite seeing Anakin slaughter a bunch of younglings, she went to him trying to convince him while being heavily pregnant, knowing that he's probably already fallen, because she loved him. She was willing to put her own life at risk to save him in a way. And same thing for technically, Leia was a general. Like, she's literally just an ordinary person, and she's going against someone who could literally choke you with the power of gravity. Like, that's what I really hated with the fact they made Leia into, like, a Force user. I was like, you just ruined the character. Because what made her strong was the fact that she wasn't a Force user. That she was literally just an ordinary person trying to fight against what is basically magic users. That's what made her so cool and powerful. That's why people liked her. She was someone who's going against impossible odds. And that's why so many people were inspired to follow behind her. Basically like the classic, like, they take IPs, they don't know what made them great, and they think they could do it better. Like, they did with Halo. Like, there's actually a run-in theory that's kind of low-key confirmed that 343 does not hire original Bungie staff because they think they could do it better. They, in fact, go actively out of their way to not hire Bungie staff who look for employment there, who actually made Halo what it is. And a lot of people are just like, why not? Like, I always wondered why Halo Infinite was so much better than Halo 4 and 5. It was because they actually brought in original Bungie staff, and then when the game was done, they, like, left or terminated them. Like, they think they can do it better, and they can't. It's like with Indiana Jones. They think they could do it better, and they couldn't. And now Halo is dead. Like, what they did to that game, I was just, like, really annoyed with a lot of things with that, is because when I worked retail and fast food, if I made one mistake, I would, like, get written up, my manager would talk to me, like, I would get a lot, like, just even a slight mistake. You didn't put the boxes in the right area, you, forgot to not, you didn't finish your daily task on time, or stuff like that. Like, I would get written up, talk to managers, all this shit. And then 343 had 2 Halo games to actually make a good Halo game, and they failed both times. Thanks for the subscription,